Farmhaus is known for its blue plate special that kind of reinvents classic dishes in a restaurant style. So when we were putting together the ultimate recipe story, who better to get in the kitchen with than Kevin Willmann? What I love about this kind of a dish is that you're taking a classic that has really been kind of, to be honest, kind of dumbed down and made not so great over the years.
It was made from Campbell soup cans.
Right, but you're making it good again. I mean, so many classic things, you know, when you actually make them all from scratch, you realize why they're classics.
It's definitely one of the fun things about, you know, playing with stuff that you love to cook or that your family loves to cook, and you can take some time and, you know, deconstruct what makes it good, why is it that way.
So you're making a roux, which is the base of your bechamel.
Correct. We're making a white roux, not even a blonde roux. Actually cook our onions in our roux as well. So anyway, this is going to go for a little while. We're going to cook these until we've got some translucence, and we're going to add our flour. And we want not a spackle, you know, we don't want drywall mud here. We want enough to still be able to stir it. If we take it too far, if we use the classic butter to flour ratio, it'll get a little too thick. Now what I've done here is I've taken some milk and I've warmed it up a little bit.
Okay.
Really just for temperature differences, so we don't have a major temperature gradient and we stop everything and then have to heat it back up. So we're gonna add our warm milk, not scalded, you don't wanna boil it, it'll separate. And I use whole milk, but I'm gonna leave this going low for a second and we're gonna roast the mushrooms.
Perfect.
All right, I've preheated a pan, it's a little trick. Because we want to roast our mushrooms and we don't want to, you know, have them kind of sitting there sogging. We want to have some immediate heat. We want to be ready to go. We're going to coat them in garlic oil. What we have here is some nice oysters. Usually we use a little shiitake in the restaurant too.
They're beautiful.
And we're going to coat them pretty liberally. I know this looks like a lot. They're going to let go of a lot of that oil. So it's not like all that oil's going to go with all of that butter and all of this dish. A lot of salt, a little pepper. Good. You see I'm pretty liberally seasoning this here. I'm going to season this a little more than my bechamel.
Okay.
And we've got our preheated pan and we're going to spread these out. And this is more than this recipe needs.
What's your temp?
Hot. Very hot.
Okay.
Probably as hot as you can get it at home.
Okay.
Obviously in the restaurant we run them really hot all day long for this type of application. So this guy's right now set at about 450,
okay.
But it's a convection oven. So, you know, that's probably broiler range in an electric oven.
So you really are, you're roasting these.
Yeah, we're roasting them.
All right.
They are very warm. All right, guys, let's check on our mushrooms. There we go.
Awesome.
Now you can see we've got some color. Nice roasty.
Oh, they smell great, absolutely. And they're kind of dry on the edges.
Sure, a little brown. All right, so we're pretty much ready for assembly. We've cooked our flour in our bechamel for quite a while here. Right at the end, I'm gonna add a good pinch of nutmeg. This maybe or may not be necessary really in this recipe, but I just like it. We're gonna put a little bechamel down first.
Now my question also is, why do you pull your green beans apart?
Just
for fun?
Yeah, just because, you know, when you get the canned French green beans for green bean casserole, we figured we had to go all the way.
Perfect.
So we went ahead and French toast too. So we're gonna put a little layer of those guys. And now, you know, the beans here are cold. You know, you can play with this too. Warmer beans, I don't know, you could roast the beans. That's fun too. That makes a different depth of flavor, different dynamic. I think this is a little prettier.
I think the point is don't take it too seriously.
Sure, exactly. But we'll just alternate our layers so we're through everything that we've chosen to put into this particular batch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna put the last little layer. I'm kind of save my bigger mushrooms, you know, just because they're pretty. And I want a nice layer of bechamel on the top. It's gonna kind of melt down, it'll roast a little bit, it'll brown up the flour and it'll brown up a little bit.
Cool.
Almost like when you're toasting off. So we got that. Now we're gonna go into the oven. Maybe a sprinkle of these guys to get nice and dark on top. Gonna go back into the oven. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit now though.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be real fussy about it, but I am gonna turn it down. Let's say about 375. And we'll check back in about 20 minutes. Here we go.
Oh man, look at that. Awesome.
So there we go, and now we have from the Magic Fryer.
And the recipe, obviously, we've got
Recipes
the recipe
online.
for these. Yep.
So, you know, you can throw these on and throw back in the oven to warm them up if you want. You can put as many as you want. You don't have to put them. You can garnish with them.
That's gorgeous.
And there it is, green bean casserole.